So thank you everybody for taking the time out of your day this afternoon, this evening to join us for the Special Patient Forum for this year's X Out Cancer Challenge. It's last year was the inaugural year of doing this peer-to-peer fundraising, really with the goal to, of course, raise funds for RUNX1 research, but also to raise funds and awareness for the organization and the work that we do. So thank you again for joining us today. I think one of the main themes of the campaign really is, as I mentioned, to help support cancer prevention research, to give up a bad habit or unhealthy behavior, or even add a healthy behavior during the month of May. During the month of May is when we're going to be holding the campaign. And of course, as I mentioned, raising awareness, funds for RRP. I think, this is a great opportunity really for people to get down in their own communities in a grassroots way to reach out to their network and ask them to, let other people know about the work that RRP does, how it impacts their lives, how it impacts the lives of others, and of course, how the research portfolio will hopefully find new therapies and a cure for RUNX1 FPD. So again, thank you for joining us. I think I wanted to give everybody just a really quick outline of what to expect from the forum. We're really going to take some time this evening to highlight the successes of the 2021 campaign. We're going to be going over some really fun campaign elements and taking you through, setting up your page, what that will look like. Catherine will take you through some social media posts that you can do and how to kind of get your network involved in the campaign. And at the very end, really, we wanted to hear back from you and with some feedback and anything you might have, questions, anything. We really wanted to be an open-ended discussion. And that's why we asked for you to join us today. I'd like to really start with highlighting the successes from last year. As I mentioned, it was the inaugural year. We did really well. We raised almost $25,000, if you can imagine. That's excellent for our very first campaign. And I think this year we want to exceed that. But I really wanted to, I wanted everybody to hear from some of our top fundraisers. And we're going to hear from Amanda Agan, as you all have known as our Director of Patient Engagement and Clinical Programs, and Monica Babich, who unfortunately couldn't make it with us tonight due to a really exciting thing with her son. He was invited to try out for a soccer team in Philadelphia, but she provided a video that will be playing for you. But first, I really wanted, again, to highlight the successes from last year and really the folks who make this campaign what it is, the patients and their families. And Jana, thank you so much for joining with us tonight. And I wanted to give it to you to start off and say some words about your experience last year and things that you would love to share with the group.
Hi, everyone. I'm Jana, for those who don't know me. And where should I start? I don't remember how much I raised, actually. I thought maybe there'd be like a PowerPoint with like
Oh,
my campaign, and this is just me. I'm just gonna be talking. Cool. I
sure.
don't even remember how much I raised. I think it was like 4,000 something
It
though.
was close to $5,000, which was the top fundraiser of the year. So you're amazing. Thank you.
Well, thank you very much. So in addition to being the top fundraiser, I guess, for RUNX1's X Out Netflix campaign last year, I also have experience with nonprofit organizations before this. Before I even knew I had a rare disease, actually, I worked for rare disease organizations doing their social media and fundraising and awareness campaigns. And, I was really trying to think about what I was going to say for this because a lot of fundraising is really just if you know people who have money and if your dad died also that helps. I'm being totally honest here, like I did have a very creative campaign, and so I do plan to share a lot of tips about things you can do to get more people involved. But I just want to start off by saying that fundraising is incredibly difficult, especially when there's a war going on in Russia. I think there was a time where I was doing a fundraising campaign for congenital hyperinsulinism, and George Floyd had just been shot, and it's like, there's a lot of terrible things in the world going on, and fundraising is very difficult. So if you don't win this year, if you don't raise $4,000 or whatever, every little bit really does count. That's my number one piece of advice. Every little bit really, really does count. And there are some tactics that can help people kind of like feel good about the amount they're giving. For example, what I did for this campaign, I'm Jewish, so I asked everybody to donate in multiples of 18. And 18 is like a number that means life in Hebrew, chai. So a lot of Jewish people, which my family happen to know, more so my mom and dad than me now, but they all really love that idea. And some people donated $180. Some people donated various multiples of 18. That's a common thing to do also, like for bar mitzvahs and bat mitzvahs. Like, you don't need to just donate 18, you can donate multiples of 18. And I had a lot of friends that, I know they aren't incredibly wealthy or anything, and they donated $180, and that was really cool. So my piece of advice there is to like try to figure out a way to make the number symbolic, because a lot of people will think, oh, I can't give enough, and they won't even give, $15. They won't even give $25 because they don't want to give a low amount. But if you set a low amount and make it meaningful, they're much more likely to donate, and they're much more likely to feel good about that, as opposed to feel bad that they didn't give enough or ashamed or anything for any reason. My college actually does that every year. When they ask me for money, they ask me to donate. I graduated in 2012, so they ask me to donate that much money, $20.12 every year. And I was in advertising, and I think that's really adorable, so I do it. But I'm definitely never giving them more than that. But that's a good way to, kind of get creative with it. And, not everybody has 18 as the number, but there are a lot of other numbers that you can, like, let's say, I don't know, I'm just making this up. Let's say, you have like a certain amount of like, it's been like certain amount of years that you've known that you've had this mutation. You can say like donate that amount. And I just pulled that out of thin air. I don't know, but get creative. And if you need help, I would love to talk to you about it. I would love to meet more people in this community. And I think another tactic too is to use storytelling. I've found that to be very helpful, as opposed to just saying like donate to my campaign and posting about it. Like, a lot of the posts that I'm excited to see, some of the social media posts later. But a lot of posts that fundraisers will have, like, where you can just share like the blurb, and it's just recycle over again, and it has like a whole format like that's great, especially when it shows the progress the campaign is making. Like, I started with this, now I'm this way, how this is how much closer to my goal I am. Like, those types of things really help too, because it's encouraging when you get closer and closer to your goal. But storytelling is honestly the most effective thing that I have found. And it's an opportunity to tell a lot of people about your experience without it seeming like you're just complaining, or you're just talking about like, this is stressful for me, this is hard for me, or whatever. Like, you're really raising awareness with your own story, and some of these stories can be really powerful. And some people that you don't even know are reading could be reading and could be really affected by it. And I definitely had people who donated that I, I didn't know there would ever be on my page, So those are my pieces of advice there. Yeah.
Great. That's wonderful. Thank you so much, Jenna. I really appreciate it. I think, like you said, the storytelling is so important. And later on, we're going to kind of look at when you set up your page and how you can, talk to your friends and family and network and get people involved in the campaign. So thank you again for sharing. I really appreciate it. Next is another of one of our top fundraisers from 2021, Steve Berg. I'd love to have him talk a little bit too about his experience. Steve?
Okay. Gosh, I have to follow her. That's going to be tough. Professional fundraiser. I got into this late last year, about January, and with the help of my daughter-in-law, Teresa, who's also with us, and Amanda, we just set up kind of a site on Facebook and on Twitter, I believe. And, as I was listening to Jenna, definitely storytelling. I just told my story. That's all I did. And I ended up with some unbelievable donations from dear friends of mine and acquaintances and people I didn't even know. So I'm excited to expand that the scope of this by getting some of your help and moving forward that way. But no, it was basically just Facebook and Twitter that I use. So I'll use more this time. But and I know Alex wanted me to also describe the passion I had for this. Being on the other side of the RUNX1 diagnosis, I mean, I went in for a routine physical, and some of you may have seen my earlier video. But I went in for a routine physical, and all of a sudden, my doctor passed me on to a hematologist. I didn't know I had anything wrong with me, but I certainly found out. And once it was diagnosed that I had the leukemia, we went on to find out that RUNX1 was the culprit. So I guess my passion is to get the word out, and even to primary doctors. I've noticed before my diagnosis and the aftercare I've received locally, they throw up their arms. They don't know what to do with me sometimes. They don't have the answers to my questions. So they have my number to Mayo, and my primary doctor is very familiar with my doctors up there if there's anything I needed. So that's about all I have. I'm excited to get started, and hopefully we can raise a lot more money, because research is the key for all of us. So that's about all I have.
Thank you so much, Steve. Exactly. I mean, I think that, of course, we want to exceed last year. And, as you mentioned, just really getting the word out and fundraising. And of course, we always want to raise funds. But again, it's really letting more people know about, RUNX1 and the work that we do, and getting people invested in the cancer prevention research that actually will have an impact on not just our patient community, but beyond. And I think that's really important.
And I have one more. I mean, education,
sure.
Education, not just getting the word and getting the donations. We need to educate people about this, and I'm excited for it.
That's wonderful. I am too. So thank you both so much for sharing and being here today and letting people know about your experience and the success that we had last year. I just wanted to give our Director of Patient Engagement and Clinical Programs, Amanda Egan, a chance to talk a little bit about her experience last year. Amanda?
Yeah, so thanks. And I wanted to comment that I think Steve was on Jana's heels in terms of fundraising. So good job, Steve. See if you can get Jana this year.
A little healthy competition, right?
It was fun working with you, Steve, at that time. So So my experience is a little different because I am, a staff member for the group. But I think some of the same themes made it successful for my family. So, telling my story, I sort of got, I didn't tell my story, but I really talked about how important the mission of RUNC Research Program is to me, and how much I care about all of you and Tim and Monica and all the families I've met, and how important it is to raise funds to find a cancer prevention and improve, experiences for families. And so I think that really resonated with people. Jana, you had me thinking about, I have lost a father to an unrelated disease of glioblastoma. And I just wonder if there's anything I can weave in to use my dad, but I know it's a little bit of a.
I wouldn't do that.
Maybe not.
I don't think I need manipulative.
Yeah, exactly. But
no. It's okay.
Yeah, no.
My dad had RUNX1. My dad had, it wasn't an unrelated thing. And
I don't mean to laugh it off, but you and I have talked, we've shared enough.
I just want to add what I meant by adding that is that, like, it wasn't just my fundraiser, it was his. And so there was an outpouring of donations that was not just for me. So
right. But I think you also, not to interrupt, but I mean, you could tie into, because my father died from angiosarcoma, and something that I was going to do in my campaign was the research they're doing for RUNX1 could help make cancer prevention for all cancers, or many cancers as well. So I think you could tie into that a little bit. You don't want it to get too manipulative, of course. But that was my plan. I was going to say everybody's been affected by cancer. So the unique thing about RUNX1 is they can see it developing in real time and can figure out how to stop it from happening. That's what their research is about. So
okay, wait, I have something to add to that, actually. Sorry, but this is actually, so I actually did a campaign for the MDS Foundation, which my dad died actually of complications of GVHD from the bone marrow transplant. But I worked for the MDS Foundation for a while, and one of the things that I used, and now I'm realizing we can all use, doesn't matter, what family members died of what cancers for any of us, is that rare diseases are rare because people haven't had a loved one who has died with them, and nobody will continue to fund research and raise awareness about things that are affecting such a small amount of the population. So a lot of what I did was kind of be like, MDS isn't as popular as breast cancer, and it's not as popular as, some of the other, like, it's not ALS. It's not like some of these diseases that have had amazing campaigns and like all that. So I guess what my point with that is, like, rare diseases will stay rare if, people only care about the more popular cancers, and then maybe people will feel a little bit more inclined to donate to the little guy.
Oh, that's great.
If I may add something.
Sure.
When I was diagnosed at Mayo, I was diagnosed with CMML, chronic, myelomonocytic leukemia, and it's classified as a rare disease, but my hematologist, Dr. Patnaik, said, we classify it as rare, but there was really no means for finding this particular RUNX1 mutation 7 to 10 years ago. He thinks there are many more cases of CMML, my particular strain of the leukemia. So we're just kind of hitting the surface of this. So there's a long way to go.
Absolutely. So you could, if you want to add some elements of some messages, that might be something you could add to your story from last year, Steve. So I know we've got a schedule that I think I've surpassed, but the other thing that I did on my side that I felt was successful is involve my family. So my husband paired up with me, and we gave up, things that we already knew were guilty pleasures that we wanted to give up then, and we again wanted to give up because we, I'm afraid, went back to it. But sugar and processed foods, and then we added yoga, which again we need to add into our lives this year. And it was fun to do it that way, and to have him involved, someone that's sort of cheerleading for our group, who also cares about what we're doing. And my son was a little young, but he took pictures for us, and we made a little video of like family activities that we do that we were going to increase. And I think getting sort of, if you're comfortable with it, getting kids in front of the screen and pictures and getting your family involved, I think catches people's attention as well. One of the things actually I'm happy to send around that we used was something called Yoga with Adriene. This is just like a practical tip. There's so many really great like free month trials for programs, or free yoga programs online. And so we found this woman who's just like a very like even, not ultra out there, just sort of a great person to follow, sort of relatable to many people. And she has a 30-day program, so we're like, perfect, we'll just do that daily and do it together at home. And that was really nice. I'm happy to share some other ideas of like tools that I found that can kind of keep you motivated to give up these habits or add healthy habits. Anything else I wanted to mention? I think you all pretty much touched on it, sharing the story, sharing your passion for this cause. And then, like I said, creating a simple video. So I just did a video of images and then words that described what we were trying to do, and then shared through social media. I realized I went back and I didn't even email family members or friends, but I felt like a lot of people really on social media, really the story caught their attention, and a lot of really generous family and friends donated. And so I was really touched. I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to contribute.
Thank you so much, Amanda. I really appreciate that. So as I mentioned, Monica really wanted to be with us tonight, but she provided a video that I'd love to show you. Here's Monica.
Hi, everyone. I just wanted to thank you for taking the time to log on to this call. I'm very sorry not to be there, but my son had something important that came up last minute and Tim's traveling. I love the X Out campaign because it's an opportunity for everyone to make it their own, whether you need the push to get rid of a bad habit or to add a new one. And depending on how you market it, social media channels or a link by email, I think people are more inclined to support you if they know you well and they're thrilled to support you in what you've chosen to delete or add. And for others who you might not have as much of a connection with, it could be that the draw is how you mention RRP and RUNX1 and cancer prevention. It really never hurts to make your video exciting, funny, or disarming, something that leaves an impact. And you can do this on Vimeo or Zoom. You can upload a selfie from your phone. And there's a lot of good apps out there to help you make your video, like Vimeo itself or Slideshow. And you can encourage friends to join you and make their own campaigns too. I would add the link to my campaign in the bottom of my email signature, so everyone who got an email from me would see it. We are here to help you. If you have any questions, please add me to the list of people who you can reach out to. Tim and I are still thinking about what we're going to do for 2022, but I know we have a lot of things to pick from. So good luck to you, and we appreciate you. Thanks.
Great. I apologize. I think that I'm going to stop sharing, and we're going to continue on to the next section of the evening, and that really is this year's campaign. So let me start with the actual campaign page. So we're using a platform this year called GiveButter. I think last year we used GoFundMe. GiveButter is a new platform. It's really easy to use. I'm going to take you through it quickly. But here's our main team page, or campaign page. Here we have our goal, and some of our elements are ready with the logo, a tagline. Heroes are made by choice. Here people can donate. This section here is going to be where we can add as a team or as a group new campaign updates. So RRP will be doing that. You can love, you can comment, you can share. So this is going to be where a lot of the activity will be happening during the campaign, during the month of May. Around here, right here, fundraise. This is where you can start to create your own personal page, and you can see Amanda, Catherine, and myself are already, registered, and we're going to be adding to our pages as we get closer to the May 1st date. Here is social. We're verified as a nonprofit 501c3, so people can feel very confident that they're giving to a legit organization, and all monies will be going towards our research and patient initiatives. And then our story, which really ties in healthy lifestyle choices while raising funds and raising awareness. And as Steve even mentioned, education about RUNX1 FPD. So really, it's kind of already there for you. What I like to show you too is, and I think this will go here, is, for example, I have my own page, and once you register, this is where, Jana had mentioned personalizing everything, and this is your opportunity to personalize everything. So here on the left side, you can see you can add your own personal goal here that relates to it. And so your page will have all these elements already populating it, so you don't have to do a lot. I mean, it's really plug and play, but of course, the more that you personalize it, I think the more successful you'll be in the fundraising. So here also, if you press, edit your story, tell your story, here's where you can do a lot of what Amanda and Jana and Steve had talked about, which is really telling your story, why you involved, what it means to you, how it's had an impact on your life, why the research is so important. And so here you can, do text. Right here, you can add images, for example. You can drag and drop some images. As we mentioned, you can do video here as well. You can include a video. You can also include even files, a link to somewhere. So there's a lot. It's very easy. You can add it. Again, like I mentioned, all this information will be part of your page anyway. So really, it's just you personalizing everything. Again, you can share your page here. And you can see on the right side, it will allow you to share it on all these different social platforms. You can invite people to view your page, or even start their own fundraiser. Here you can actually email folks directly. So it kind of already populates, which I think is great. So you can, again, personalize it, or it's already ready to send off to anybody that you like. So there's a lot of opportunity to, again, personalize it as much as you want, as less as you want. So it's a very easy platform, and we're here to help you. So, after this forum, we're going to be sending out more information so you can register and get started. And of course, Catherine, myself, and Amanda are always here, and Monica as well, to help. And Jenna, I know, also, offered assistance. So I think, as a group, there's enough brain power here to help, and we'd love to have it so we can walk you through this if you have any issues. Let me just close this. And then we're going to go back to the main page. And again, as you can see, there's all this information about RUNX1. This will actually take us to, we can look at all the different active campaigns. So like I said, it's really just plug and play. And if you have any questions, please feel free to email me. So let me stop sharing there, and we're going to go back to our main slide here. Sorry for the little bit of delay there. So I showed you the example. You can personalize your page. I'm not going to get into it just in being conscientious of time, but there's a whole list of how to add your image, as we did, your face on your personal page, all this, and that will be on our landing page on our main website that Catherine will show you. So let me continue on to our main campaign branding and elements, and Catherine will show you a little bit. So you saw the main campaign page. That's where a lot of the activity is going to happen. But we also have created a main page on our website. And let me take us there. So Catherine, I don't know if you wanted to take people through this.
Sure. So this isn't public yet, but if you want to look at it, it's just a \X hyphen out. So you can go to it and see it if you want to. The theme this year is superheroes and being your own hero, and making a choice to be a hero for yourself, raising money for Runx One and for others as well. So just scrolling down, this will give you an idea. I put a button here to set up your fundraising page. So that button goes to GiveButter whenever you're ready to set up your page. And there's also on step number 2, there's a link there. That's the guide that Alex referred to on how to actually like set up your page and what buttons do what and everything like that. So just to be helpful there. So we're just focusing on the 3 steps to becoming a hero. Oh, thanks, Alex. I appreciate that. So choosing what you would like to X out in May, and then setting up your fundraising page, and then sharing your campaign link with everyone that you know on social media, text, and everything that we've already gone over. And to help you with that, I've created a toolkit, and that I would love feedback from you guys on if what's in it is helpful. I know Christina just said the fact sheet, and I had been looking at the fact sheet that we have, and it's a little much, so I'm going to I like that idea of like putting some talking points together just for this kind of fact sheet. So I'm going to add that in there. I've got a note to myself to do that. But if you could click on the social media toolkit. So I've put in all of our social tags so you can cut and paste them. So you can tag us in your posts. That helps so that I can, when I do a search and see who's tagged us, I can reshare your post. So if you guys can make sure to always tag us, that would be wonderful. And then also the campaign hashtags will be searching by X Out Cancer, Hero by Choice, and always Runx One FPD and cancer prevention we use. And then on a side note, the X Out Cancer, that is something that we've set up, and I'll give you more information on that. But if you have people who want to text to donate, that's what they text to, and there's a number that they can text to donate on their phone if they want to do it that way. But that's the code is X Out Cancer. So then I've put down here the 4 platforms that we are on are Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and LinkedIn. So I put very basic verbiage here that you are welcome to cut and paste and then customize however you want. Add your story in, add your GiveButter link in. Instead, the one I have in there is just the one that goes to our main page, but you can do anything you want in there. Just if that helps you at all with getting a post started. I know sometimes it's hard when you sit down and you're like, I don't even know what to say here. So hopefully this will help you a little bit. And I'll add a couple more in there as well. And then if you can scroll down a little bit more, I've added some links to video editing programs. So some of you may be like stars at editing video already. Some of you have never tried it before. These are some of the top programs that you can use that are pretty easy to use and to create videos with. And then add in the elements you want. If you want things to fly in, or whatever you want, or if you just want to make it as simple. I think it's Filmora is the slideshow one, like Amanda was talking about, where you can just do pictures, but then you can make it into kind of its own movie. So just in case that's helpful. And then still scrolling down, social media graphics. So our intern, Gloriana, they no longer have a profile maker on Facebook. So she made us a profile maker and created it here. If you want to, during May, click on the Facebook profile picture frame, then you can make those profile pictures and upload it to your Facebook if you want to do that as well. And then I will keep to the very bottom here, I will have more of these for you. These are social media graphics. If you want to use any of them, right now I just have the logo up there, but I will have everything up there sized for the 4 different platforms so that you can use that on your posts if you are posting something and aren't sure what to include with it. I think using pictures of yourself though and videos is probably the best way to do it. But should you just have, a day where you're like, hey, you want to remind people to do this, then feel free to use any of the stuff that we have up there. We're going to do some superhero ones and things like that. So that's what I
Catherine?
have so far. Yeah.
Oh, sorry. Can I interrupt you? Would this be a good place for you to put like what Christina was suggesting, like little images that have, did you know, or, did you know this is why I'm doing this because this many people are affected. This is
Yep. This is
the
where the
risk.
fact sheet, this is where the like talking points will go. So I can drop it in here for everyone. So we can do that. I just need to put that together, and I started editing our fact sheet. It's very, it's a little more scientific. So it's like, this isn't going to work. So I'll put that in there if that helps anyone to talk about. And some of the things that we've talked about today too, like an idea. I loved what Jana talked about with the number. And we know that the RUNX1 gene is located on chromosome 21. So I'm going to ask people to donate $21. I think that'll be part of my campaign. Feel free to use that too. So I'll put some stuff like that in there to help, people think about what they want to do. So that is social media. And then, Alex, I guess you probably want to go back, to here. So here's just some examples of ways you can share things or, like ask for donations. And those are the hashtags again on the left-hand side there. We already went over the social kit. So if you think of anything that I am missing, please email me. Or if you think of something special you would like, please email me. And I'd love to help you, like whatever you need. So happy to help with that. And on the next slide, so I don't know how many of you saw this last year, but these cuties are, this video cracks me up. This is the McNally Johnson family in Scotland. And this was the video that their family created to share on, they had it on YouTube and then they shared it on their social media. And we'll play a part of it for you here just to give you an idea.
Sure.
Hi, my name is Brody. My name is Sophia. And we are doing the RUNX1 X Out Cancer Challenge. Our daddy has a rare inherited condition called RUNX1 familial platelet disorder. RUNX1 is an inherited germline mutation of the blood cells, which basically means our daddy's platelets don't function properly, resulting in bleeding and bruising badly. He also has 50% risk of developing blood cancers such as acute myeloid leukemia and risk of other cancers. Two angels in America called Tim and Monica started the RUNX1 research program, hiring more angels to work at RRP to fund research to try and find a prevention or cure. The RRP also work closely with the amazing scientist angels at the National Institute of Health in Bethesda, America, where Daddy donated his bone marrow, blood, and skin for the RUNX1 natural history research. So far, the RRP have funded over $7 million in research, and because of this, we now understand RUNX1 so much more and are seeing more developments all the time. Because the RUNX1 patients are so predisposed to cancer, the RRP have asked us all to do the X Out Cancer Challenge to help improve our health and raise vital funds for this important research. We as a family have decided to accept their challenge.
So cute.
It's so cute. And so as Catherine had shown on our toolkit page, you can finish watching it and they talk about, they're giving up sugary treats. But this is a perfect example of using your entire family. They did a really cute video. They sent it out to everybody. So we thought we just wanted to share with you a really cute example of something to do. Sorry about that.
Yeah. And you don't have to make it that long. In fact, it's okay. You don't make it that long. Knowing that Instagram only lets you set like a minute of your video on there. But yeah, I mean, but they had everything about the NIH and everything in there too. But I think that it's really fun and people connect to those kind of videos. So
They really do.
if you need any help with something like that, just let me know. I'm also here to help with that. The last thing that I'm going to share with you guys is this year, we're going to try and make this go viral. And so there is a dance step in the genre of drum and bass I had never heard of this until I was out looking around, and then, my niece and nephew were like, duh. I'm like, I don't know, I'm old. But so in drum and bass, there is a step called Xing out. We would like to see if we can get people to record themselves doing the step, Xing out, and then challenge 3 of their friends to do it as well. Kind of like the ice bucket challenge. We're hoping that this will start spreading and people will try and do it, because it is funny. I mean, you don't have to be good at it, and you don't have to do it fast. Please don't do it fast. But if you don't have to, but trying it and doing a video of you and your friends or your family trying it, I think that we'll be able to get I mean, I think it'll go out, especially if we tag people. So, Alex, you want to push play? This is X outing. I know. So here's another idea with this as well. You can choose any music that you want to do this to. I actually have been practicing, and I think I'm going to do it to this, to Ed Sheeran's Bad Habits, because it ties in with our whole, Xing out unhealthy habits. So I think I'm going to try to do that. And it's kind of slow. So I'm all right with that. But yeah, I think it'll be fun. I think it'll be really fun for kids as well to do this. And they'll probably actually be better at it than most of us. But this is hopefully, fingers crossed, will help us go viral. And one last thing, a secret I'll let you guys in on. I am trying to get one of the X-Men to join our campaign. I've sent out requests to all of them. Please keep your fingers crossed. If you know someone who was an X-Men, please let me know. But if you, I'm hoping that we can get someone from X-Men to help us X out. I think that would be really nice. So I'm gonna keep trying. I'll keep you posted. Just keep that in this group, though. I don't want anybody to be disappointed. If it doesn't happen this year, I sure am gonna start way early next year asking to see if we can get somebody. But so that's what I'm working on. Yeah. So if you have anything else that you need, let me know.
Great. So thank you so much for listening to us and giving, all the elements of the campaign that we've put together for this year. And, one of the main focuses of this forum was really to get some feedback and to have a discussion and any questions you may have about the campaign. So we'd like to just open it up and hear from you. No question. That's great. No, like I said,
questions. I don't have any questions, but I do have just some thoughts on fundraising.
Sure.
It's about 11 years ago, my mom passed away from the disorder, and that year I joined with the Leukemia Lymphoma Society, the TNT group, and ran for they trained me for the LA Marathon, and just for my my group that I trained with, I raised the most amount of money, which I was surprised at, but I was more surprised by those who you would not expect to donate versus those that you would expect. I was very surprised. So don't sell yourself short, or don't knock on every door. If you think, if you think that person or this organization, or they wouldn't respond, try anyways. Don't assume that they wouldn't, and don't assume that they would. A lot of times, the people that I did expect to donate, they didn't donate as much as those that that I didn't expect to donate at all. So expect to be surprised.
Great comment.
Those are great points.
Yeah, thank you.
I have a question. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Well, hi. When do you think that we should start amping up our campaign and start advertising this?
That's a great question. We're going to start as an organization, a couple of weeks before, we're going to start doing, heavily promoting it within the entire constituency. So I think, I think that's a perfect time to do it. Of course, you can start it now. I mean, you can get your page at least set up, but I think getting everybody kind of getting everything together a couple weeks before, it will give you enough kind of runway, I think, so you can reach out to your network and say it's going to start on May 1st. And then, of course, during the month, that's really when I think we're going to, that's when we want to get a lot of the activity going. And when you want to reach out to your network and know that that is when we're really trying to raise those funds. So I hope that kind of answers your question. But yeah, so.
Thank you. Great. Thank you so much.
Sure.
And I think that Coles Note kind of fact sheet would be super important, because a lot of the times, like you're saying, donate to this cause, but nobody actually really knows what Runks One is. Yeah. So a quick, like, in your face, it's this, and this is how it affects me. That I have this, and this is how it affects me. So perhaps that would be helpful. So thank you.
That's perfect. Yep. I'm going to get that together. Thank you.
Thanks.
Great.
And I guess my one comment on that, though, is to think about, if you want to have a team, you could start a little earlier if you want to do it with like your mom, or if you have other friends or family members who might be interested in joining in. You could talk to them a little sooner about that, so you know what you want to say in your page and what pictures to include and that sort of thing.
Thank
Good
you.
point. Good point. Yeah. Great. Any other comments, feedback, any questions? Like I said, we just really wanted to be informal and let anybody kind of speak and talk to the group.
Hello.
Hi, Melissa.
Hey, Melissa.
How you doing?
Good.
I'm glad I came on. I was a little nervous about, I think I did a small camp. I don't think I raised much last year, so I'm really hoping that I get more involved for this year's campaign. So this was great. I'm really, really glad that I joined in. So thank you for all the information.
Sure,
definitely.
absolutely.
Good.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And like I said, we're going to be sending more information as we get closer to May 1st. So, look out for that. And of course, and as we mentioned, anytime you have any questions or want to talk, just contact us. We're there to help. So I'm glad that this was helpful for you, Melissa.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you very much.
Great.
Good.
I just want to comment. Sorry, one quick. It's me again. I just wanted to remember to comment on Kathy Babbich's behalf, because she wanted to be here, but she told me I could share that she's had 3 major surgeries on her knee across the last 6 months, and so she's just exhausted tonight. So she just regretted that she couldn't join us, but she basically had 2 points she wanted me to share, which is, one, she brought up that video of the 2 kids, and just that stuck in her brain as something that like really caught her attention. So again, videos and family. And then her second point was the other piece that caught her attention was when there were group efforts and teams and families and showing some cohesiveness that just sort of drew her attention in. So once again, if you have family members or who might want to be involved, or friends, I think that's a nice thing. So that's from Kathy.
And feel free in your picture, not required, but feel free to dress up like a superhero. Like, that's our theme. So, if you want to throw a cape on everybody in the family and take a picture for your profile, I am so down with that. I'll share it.
Yeah, and just the last thing was just to say that, that main campaign page will be active during the month of May. So, let us know if you want to post something or you want us to post something. I think it's, just to get the conversation going with everybody that's fundraising during that time.
I have a comment.
Sure.
Yes, I'm pretty excited. May, that will help my campaign. May will be my 10-year anniversary of my bone marrow transplant.
Oh,
yes, and
there you go.
Yes.
Yeah, so that was
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
So, yeah, it's like May 12th is the day. So it will be good. And I'll be doing this with my daughter and my grandson because they both have RUNX1. So yeah, so that's good. I'm glad I tuned in here. It gave me an idea for the campaign.
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
Thanks, Connie. I was thinking about you, all the comments around family and involving family. I remember clearly you having your daughter and grandson on your in your image, and yeah, so that's great. And wow, that's amazing. Good timing.
I know. It's pretty exciting. 10 years, so very exciting.
If you want to do a number, it could be 10. I don't know.
I was going to say 10 multiples of 10. That's pretty easy for everybody.
Well, I was just going in and I was going to just like reach out to all the family members to begin with, like, hey, give us money. Like I had an amount. But
I love that.
I'm going to use
That's the good thing about family.
I was going in for like 25. But now I'm going to play off of the 10-year anniversary. So yeah, I was going to do.
That's a great idea.
Yes. And we're looking forward to Princeton too. We're pretty excited about that.
Yes. So are
we are too.
Yes.
Can't wait to see you.
Yes, in person.
Yeah,
hopefully
Alex and
everybody
I haven't met anybody in person, so yeah, excited.
I know that's I know that we're excited about meeting people in Amanda in person. And Catherine, I don't know who you are. I'm
used to it. Yeah.
I was like, no. Who's this? I haven't met you. Alex.
I'm so sorry. I should have introduced myself. I'm usually behind the scenes. I don't do these a lot. So of course you don't know who I am. I'm the communications associate. So you see me in our social media, our website, like I'm behind the scenes doing all of that stuff. So that's why you don't, totally understand.
Okay. Well, thank you for all of you for everything that you do. So we appreciate it.
That's what
we're so excited for you all to be involved this year. Thank you.
We are.
Yes.
You're new and that you're coming back.
Yeah. And also, now that the whole pandemic has calmed down and stuff, I reached out to some more of our family members. So hopefully they'll be coming and joining. Let's hope they don't have RUNX1, but if they do, they'll be joining then.
Great. Yeah. I can't wait to meet everybody. Yeah. So Catherine, you're like, Alex and I haven't met anyone, but I haven't met any of these people in person. We've been talking for 2 years, almost 3 years.
I forgot you started right before COVID, right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm really looking forward to it. So in case you haven't heard, we have our October, events coming up. So we're going to meet in New Jersey and really excited about that. Sorry, Tracy has a question. I understand the X out cancer slogan, but how do I articulate potential donors why I'm Xing out something? Oh, that is a good point. Yeah, you know what? We didn't really go back to like those foundational ideas, did we? Thank you, Tracy.
Right.
That's a good one. So the messaging there from last year when they started this and what we're continuing forward is that part of lowering your chances of developing cancer is to do more healthful activities, to do to pick more healthy foods, to do like just basically the whole health thing, to reduce inflammation. And so that's part of the reason why they chose the X Out campaign, is because it ties into that being healthy and being cognizant of taking care of yourself, if that makes sense.
So,
and we kind of
out cancer,
right? If we did,
sorry, like Xing out cancer through Xing out a bad habit.
Xing out an unhealthy habit. Right.
And I think this year we wanted to add, you can add a healthy habit as well, or something that you want to do for the month, like more, do a walk every night or eat more vegetables or something of that nature. So I think that's, we're just trying to tie it into healthy behavior and reducing the risk of getting cancer. And in terms of fundraising, it's really just, I think, getting people to support you and the work of RRP. And, as we kind of have been talking about the whole evening, which is the impact of research on the patient community and what it means and how important it is. So I hope that answers your question.
No, it's a great question.
I think one thing we assumed was understood as it's also like the month of, it's sort of like the team in training, or like when you have people pledge a certain amount of money for a certain amount of miles you do, or and so ours is like you're giving this up for the month, or you're adding a healthy habit for the month of May, and so people are supporting you in that, right, in that effort, and showing their. Oh, did we lose Tracy?
No.
Nope, I see him.
Yes.
Oh, you do?
Yes.
What happened to me? Oh, there you are. Oh, it just all moved. I'm sorry.
Oh.
Anyway, does that make sense?
I think Steve jumped off, so that's why.
Yeah, and so did Teresa. Thanks so much.
Yep.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. And it's not a requirement for a donation. I think it's really just to kind of get your team, or as an individual, just to kind of, that's part of the fundraising. But no, I mean, I think still what's the most important is educating people about Runx One and the research, and of course, getting people to want to give, I think.
Christina, that's a great one too. The Xing out inactivity. That's wonderful. Yes. And posting it daily. I think it's one of those things where, because this is, this is still kind of a new thing, but if we do it every year, more people it'll grow. So yeah, I think that's wonderful.
I ended up posting it daily, like it was like 25 squats, 10 push-ups, and 15 sit-ups. And I had a lot of people doing it with me every day, and I posted it every single day. Unfortunately, I didn't have the most donations around, but we did have people get up. I did raise the awareness, and I still have that Facebook group. So I don't know, I might do the same thing again and do another challenge. And you know what? As a side note, that actually kickstarted my very lengthy drive into daily working out. And that actually was what started me, and I've done it all like the entire year.
Wow.
Wow.
And that was all started from that campaign.
Well done.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry, not to toot my own horn or anything.
You should, because that's a big deal. Yeah, that's
great.
Thank you. Thank you.
Very cool.
I think we also were thinking that, like for a month, right? The research says that like if you do something for 21 days, it'll potentially kick off a habit, right? And so that was also part of the idea of just getting healthier.
Yes.
Reducing your risk of cancer by developing a habit. That's amazing.
21. That's gonna be my number. It takes 21 days to make or break a habit.
Chromosome 21.
Chromosome 21.
Yeah,
yes.
That's perfect.
Thank you.
I like it.
Love it.
Great. Well, I don't know if there was anything else. I want to be conscientious of time here. But if there's nothing else, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And we're going to be sending out a recording of the video so you can rewatch it if you need to. And of course, like I said, we're going to be sending out a lot more emails that'll give you instructions on how to set up your page. And you can always visit the website. And Catherine's going to be building that out in the next month. So thank you again. This has been wonderful for us. And it's always great to connect with the community. So thank you.
Yep.
Thank you
guys. Bye.
Take care.
Good to see everyone. Take care.
Bye.